Citizens for Hope. It's good to be back with you. It's been a couple weeks. Our family has gone on a vacation, seen some other family. We got to attend a wedding, but it's good to be back and to be able to share with you this morning. I just wanted to share something with you. The last couple weeks, actually, maybe even more than a couple weeks, I've been reading through the book of James, and I've just been reading it over and over, and sometimes I'll read all the way through. It's only 5 chapters, and so it's easy to read in one sitting, but then some days I'll just sit and read one chapter at a time, and then other days I'll just sit and read one small passage at a time. It's really, really good. And if you've never done that before, where you just take one book of the Bible and just kind of sit there, and I love the Bible reading plans that you can read through in a year, but sometimes it's good just to pause on a book and really soak it in deeply. And there's a lot we can learn from James, so I thought in the next couple Candace's Corners we'd sort of work our way through James chapter 1. Though it's a great chapter. It starts out about persevering through trial, which, wow, does that not mean a lot right now during coronavirus and COVID-19? So many of you and me we're going through different trials, but I wanted to talk about something past that, because I think it's really important and something that hit me, and so I just thought I'd share. So James chapter 1 verse 22, do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like a man who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But the man who looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, he will be blessed in what he does. I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about in regards to, looking in the mirror. It would be like me getting up in the morning and all disheveled as I get out of bed, and then going into the bathroom and looking at myself in the mirror and being like, it's okay. And then I go away and I forget what I look like, and then I go about my day and I run to the grocery store and I run here and there. People might look at me a little strange. And don't get me wrong, moms, I'm sure there's days where we're staying in our pajamas all day long. And there's a time and a place for that, for sure. But most of the time we think, we should probably brush our hair, we should probably brush our teeth, we should probably put nicer clothes on than our pajamas. And so that's what James is trying to say. He's trying to say, hey, it's great to hear things, but if we hear them and we do nothing, there's no point. And I think one of the reasons why he says that is kind of a follow-up to what he says in the first part of the chapter about perseverance and persevering through trials. And it says to consider it all joy when you face trials. So if we just hear that and we do nothing about it, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be grumbling and complaining and everything else, because it's like we look at it and then we forget about it and we go on with our day. I hope that maybe this encourages you today to put your faith into action, to not only hear what God's been telling you through his word, but actually do it. I hope that maybe James will be an encouragement to you and you get a chance to read through it over the next couple weeks. Be encouraged today. For the family section of Candace's Corner, I wanted to talk about something really simple. And it's something that, quite frankly, you can just go outside and do, and it's free. And that's to go on a family walk together. And yes, I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds like, really, that's what you're encouraging people to do. But yeah, I am. There's something about just being together, going on a walk, not having any distractions. Don't bring your cell phone. Leave it at home. And just talking, laughing, communicating with one another, enjoying one another. Get out. I know personally I've seen lots of families during coronavirus, maybe because of quarantine, they would go on walks together to get out of the house. But it's so good. Not only are you getting exercise and fresh air, but you are having a time just where your family can be together and bond together. And so that is my simple tip for our family section of Candace's Corner today. Lastly, I want to share with you the recipe for this week, and it's another recipe to do on the grill, and we call them foil packets. And essentially what you can do is put some meat and vegetables into a foil packet that you make out of foil, and I'll put a couple pictures so you can see, and then you cook it on the grill and it turns out delicious. We usually serve it with some rice, and then we have the vegetables inside of there. It only takes like 12 to 15 minutes to cook on the grill, so it's super fast. You have hot, delicious food on your plate, and you can season it however you like. We used a Cajun seasoning the last time we did it, but you can use any kind of seasoning. Make sure you put some butter or olive oil so the food doesn't stick to the foil. So that's my tip for you, and make sure you just kind of keep an eye on it. You don't want to, some of it can burn pretty easily. Just some stuff that we put in chicken, we put in shrimp, we've put in sausage before. You can do corn on the cob, potatoes. You can do either pre-cooked potatoes or raw. Hey, if you do potatoes though, maybe do them in a separate foil packet because they tend to take a little longer than some of the other stuff. So that's my tip. Thanks for joining me on Candace's Corner. I hope you have an encouraging week. Don't forget to stay bold.